Oh, yeah, I heard you talking about that earlier. I think load management could be a big problem in the NBA in the future. First of all, we got a lot of issues going on right now. College sports will never be the same again with this pandemic. We got to worry about the fans because all these fans, they done lost their jobs. They're never going to get their job back. So I think we got to start kind of being a lot nicer to the fans going forward.
By the way, no fans for games. Would you struggle? You were always somebody that you were a showman. Would it be harder for you to play with nobody in the arena?
No question it's going to be hard. That's why I think the coaching and the leadership is going to be really important. You got to have a great leader because, it's going to be weird for these guys too, Colin, because if you looked at this schedule, some of these guys are going to be playing at 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock during the day. So, these guys all played their games at 7:30 at night. And now, unless they got a coach who can get them going or a great leader, it's going to be some very interesting times the next couple months.
It's interesting. Giannis is a great player. Chris Middleton's a good player, but he's not a special player. And I've been in my life, I've moved around for jobs and money. I got no problem with it. Okay, you moved around. If Giannis goes this year and he's great, but Middleton doesn't deliver, and Giannis is looking at everybody else playing the finals, would you stay in Milwaukee? Would you, knowing that it's not a free agent market, Charles? You can't most guys are not going to go to Milwaukee. Would you stay there?
Well, listen, I'm biased. I want Giannis to stay in Milwaukee. I think it'd just be great for the league. It'd be great if a small market team won. We saw what was devastating when Kevin went to the Warriors, and it ruined a couple franchises and made them irrelevant. So I just hope he stays there. Listen, they got a really good chance this year. But also, listen, he's a young kid. Why? It always makes me laugh when guys have been in the league X amount of years, like, well, if he don't win this year, he should leave. Listen, they're going to be a contender for the next 3 or 4 years. But I don't like super teams. I think it just ruins the balance of the NBA.
Yeah. Now, talk about when you left. You had a good experience in Phoenix, not as good in Houston. In Phoenix, you were a perfect fit. So take me back. You were in Philadelphia. I remember those were the years they used to call you the round mound to rebound, and you were exciting, and you take it one end of the floor to the other. Then you go to Houston, didn't fit as well. Then to Phoenix. Why did you leave? Was it money, opportunity, titles? Why'd you go?
Well, the Houston thing was Phoenix just got rid of me. I had nothing to do with that one. But, it was kind of weird to be in a situation with Giannis and comparing to myself. I probably stayed in Philadelphia 3 years too long, to be honest with you, because we didn't have good teams. We had the number 1 pick in the draft, and they gave it away for nothing, which was stupid, because I was all excited to play with Brad Daugherty because I thought we would have been perfect together. They gave it away for Jeff Ruland, who never played. And so they were making bad basketball decisions. But in fairness to Milwaukee, they're doing a really good job. They got the best defense in the NBA. The Lopez brothers been fantastic. They bought in Bledsoe. They're really trying. Now, if a player is wasting his career, I think that's totally different. But the Bucks, they got the best record in the NBA.
Yeah. Okay, I got 2 questions, and I'm going to sound really dumb. But Joy and I have talked about this. When I was 27 years old, listen, if I was a pro athlete, I'm 27, and you're telling me for 8 weeks I'm going to be in a bubble, let's have a grown-up conversation. Sex. Charles, these are pro athletes. This is an issue. Somebody's going to mess this up, right? Some player.
Oh, some players going to get busted probably a month in, some fool is going to try to sneak somebody in. And security is so tight. You really can't sneak anybody in. But somebody's going to get busted, and they're going to be embarrassed. But listen, I guarantee you the good teams are not going to do it. It's going to be somebody on a bad team that got no chance of winning. I don't think it'll be the Bucks, the Lakers, or the Clippers because they're the 3 favorites. They can win this thing. But I guarantee you on a couple of those bottom feeders, they might try to do something stupid.
Yeah. So Lou Williams said he just went to a Magic City for chicken wings. Did you buy that?
Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna go crazy because I don't think they got dancers in there right now. But he's gonna lose like $150,000. Those some good damn wings. I hope he got to eat the. Hey, he got to eat the bones and everything. But hey, I tell you what, the first thing I'm gonna do when I get to Atlanta is go and get those wings, because those wings got to be really damn good.
Yeah, of course. I don't think the Lakers, once Avery Bradley checked out, I thought to myself, listen, it's going to be LeBron, Anthony Davis, and, I don't think Kyle Kuzma's a star player. He's inconsistent. I don't think the Lakers are a championship team in this bubble. I don't. Do you?
Well, dude, anytime you got LeBron and Anthony Davis, I mean, they only got to realistically the Clippers and the Bucks are probably the only two teams in this conversation. To me, I've always said this. I love LeBron, everything about him, but it's going to come down to Anthony Davis. Because you think about this, LeBron is going to have his hands full with Paul George and Kawhi offensively and defensively. So at his age, that's a lot to ask to handle those two guys. Nobody in the NBA can match up with Anthony Davis. To me, he's going to be the guy who's going to dictate whether the Lakers win the championship or not. That's just my personal opinion. Because like I say, LeBron's an older guy. He's going to have to play defense. He ain't going to get no nights off if they play the Clippers. They got a two-headed monster that can guard him. But nobody on the Clippers teams can handle Anthony Davis. I said this before, and I'll tell you right now. If the Lakers win the championship, it's going to be because of Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Are you surprised? I love Zion. I think he has a natural charisma. I don't think you can teach it. You had it. Dr. J had it. Michael had it. There's not a lot of guys. Magic had it. A lot of guys are great players. They don't have it. Are you surprised how popular he is and how effective he's been?
Well, I think a couple of reasons why. Number one, he seems like a great kid. I mean, he's getting some great. Well, he got David Griffin and Alvin Gentry. He says the right things. He does the right things. And, man, he got a ton of talent. I've been really impressed by how mature he is. He don't make mistakes with the media. He understands that's part of the job. Like, every time you interview him, he's got a smile on his face. Kind of a lot of these guys don't realize we're in business with you guys. We are in business with you guys. And y'all job, I mean, clearly, if you don't play great, we have to say bad things about you. But we really want you to be successful, because if everybody's successful, everybody makes a lot of money. But I just love his personality, and man, he's really explosive. I just hope he can stay healthy. That's the biggest question.
Yeah, it's an interesting time in the NBA. I got into a discussion the other day with a friend, and I grew up as an NBA fan, and so did my friend. And we were talking about the NBA. And I said, I 99% of the guys I've ever covered in the league, no bad guys, good guys. I mean, I can't even think of a guy off the top of my head. I think baseball and football got some guys that may not be the greatest guys. I can't think of there's some quirky guys, but it's an interesting time for the NBA. LeBron tends to be more politically active. Whereas Patrick Mahomes isn't, whereas Russell Wilson isn't. And we got into a discussion with a friend. I said, it'll be interesting to see, because the NBA's kind of really embraced a lot of social things. And in your generation, I don't remember that many players being as politically or socially active. Am I wrong, or were you guys?
No, I think this is a different time. Obviously, with the internet and things like that, a lot of things have changed. But I will tell you this, Colin, these guys got to be very, very careful not to piss the fans off. You have to think about something. All these people have lost their jobs. They're not going to get their jobs back. They got to worry about what's going to happen with their kids. So these parents out here and these fans, they're under a tremendous amount of stress. I mean, we don't have zero idea when this pandemic is going to end. And if I'm really concerned if we just keep beating them across the head with all the social justice stuff, there's a chance they could turn us off. And that does concern me a little bit. I think we got to be very selective and pick and choose. Because like I say, man, the public is hurting right now. If you don't have sympathy for these people who have lost their jobs and don't have any money, you need to open your eyes as a player who's making millions of dollars. And I think it's going to be a very